I had a rare copy of a DVD you made. Because back when we were just comedy fans before I got into it and Carl started running comedy clubs.
Yeah, I remember.
It was
I totally do.
It was filmed at the Stand. You know the one you filmed at the Stand?
Yeah.
And you put the same... You put two versions of the same thing out because you were like, they're both very different because there was like a cunt in one of them.
Yeah.
It had like the Primark stuff.
I sang a song in the end of it. on the guitar, didn't I? Like,
did you?
Yeah, there's
one of them, yeah.
Yeah. There's a.
I don't remember that.
Oh, dude, you didn't get to the end, man. me and Blaine were just fucking around with the guitar. We thought, let's end it with a song.
I can't believe I'm sat here with two musical comedians.
What a great idea. Not a great idea looking back.
Like the meat van joke is one of the most classic bits of British comedy ever.
Oh, wow.
It was particularly pertinent for me because my cousin this day runs a meat van and has since I was a kid.
I'm a legend to that guy, man. So that's hilarious. I'm honored.
Oh, like Steve. So before me and Steve were friends, and he realised we like comedy. He was like, "Oh, I like this comic," and he was like, "I like this joke," and I was like, "Fucking, of course!" And it was the meat fan joke.
Was it hard because I remember gigging with you in Manchester after you'd been on Live at the Apollo. Was it Live at the Apollo or McIntyre's Road?
I don't know. There's just so many.
So many times, so many. But it was one of those, and the crowd were like in the meat van zone.
Oh yeah.
Do you find it hard to move on from that when a bit has gone like massive like that?
It was.
Like, is it hard for crowds to not be like?
Are you asking me seriously, Dan? Okay, yeah, it is. It's totally hard. How do you walk? Okay, I'll show you how hard it is, man. I went and I'm gonna really name drop one because this was so cool. So we went to Kasabian. Okay, like with Liam Gallagher, and like one of my buddies is Ian. Okay, like I just for some reason randomly hooked up with this guy. He's like the thing. And I watched them fucking just destroy Hampden Park, man. With every fucking song, you know, all of a sudden the place is going crazy. Serge was so smart, man. He fucking played the whatever soccer anthem for those fucking people were before, and so before they even come on, they're singing the soccer anthem, and then he comes on with the place goes ballistic. Now, if you took all those songs away, would it be that great of a concert? Do you know what I mean?
Hello, Scotland. We've got some new stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I fucking hate that. One or two or three.
Yeah, but it's the new album.
It's not like that in comedy. You know that. Yeah. If I could rely on all my hits, do you know what I mean? And there's like fucking as it goes, you know, like some people got viral jokes, whatever, but I get quoted, Dan, like fucking, I get quoted Argos, I get quoted Primark, I get quoted Groupon.
Mate, you get quoted in my head.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
man.
Men are physical, women are mental. Mate, that pops in. What's the other one that pops in my head loads? About this is when I saw you at Durham Theatre 20 years ago. I was at the museum. and there was loads of stuffed animals, and I was like, where did he get all the stuffed animals? And like, a lot of them are roadkill. And I was like, well, who hit that walrus? Two guys on the sled like, poof, fuck me, Tuk Tuk. What did you hit? No, what was it? Tuk Tuk.
Tuk Tie, man. Tuk Tie. That's going back.
If you could do, I know that's such a great bit.
Do you know what's
if you could do the Rolling Stones as a comic, if you could just be like, oh, I've got a banger, and then it just goes in, you've just finished your special, done. You can't do any more of those.
No, I'm done.
But if as a
what
comic,
do you mean? What do you mean by that? What you did your special? You can't do any.
I filmed the special Saturday. The act's in the bin. I'm starting again.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what you gotta do.
But if you could do it like just build like Jerry Seinfeld, just build and build and build and be like, wow, this is a 35-year-old.
It's no way to run a gig where you have people doing their fucking concert.
I mean, you could do a gimmick show where it's like you could book
the best of.
You could do a Jimmy Carr and go, you could go, I'm so lazy this year. I'm going to rely on all the shit and do another bank run.
Would you know the stuff? Would you know all the bits that, like, I feel like you'd have to relearn your own bits.
You would have to relearn them, but that might be the cool part of it, Dan, because it might be like, you know, if you're a band, you go, oh man, I've never heard that acoustic style before.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, is Eric Clapton that fucking racist doing Layla again? You know, whenever he plays that, I forget he's a racist. It makes him the coolest white racist ever. And I'll pay hundreds of pounds to see that.
But you'd find new tags and stuff.
Do you know what I really enjoyed one time? I don't know whether you'll remember this, right? So, you know Jason Cook, and he's got the gig in South Shields.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing the first night of it together?
Yeah, man.
So it was Dave Haddingham opening, I was in the middle, and Tom's closing.
Yeah.
And you got an encore with what was essentially a new 20.
Yeah.
And you went on. And one of my favourite things about you, and generally North American comedy in general, is that there's an attitude and a swagger with it. That's because it's more honest than all these comics out there who are like, I don't know how to be good with women, and I fucking hate that. Yeah. I'd rather people just be like, I'm fucking good at what I do. There's a reason I sell tickets. And you encored with a new set. And the first 5 minutes of your encore was you sort of jokingly berating Jason Cook.
Yeah.
You were just going, see, Jason, I could have come out here and done Primark and done Meat Van, but I just keep reinventing myself, Jason.
And did that cunt ever learn? I saw him the other day at that gig. He opened by going, Tom was one of the first people that played here. And I was like, was I? I've been high quite a bit, Jay. That's been a staple in me having to move forward.
Forget.
I couldn't remember the other ones. Yeah, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I remember that night. Yeah, you bet I do, man.
I remember that very, very well.
You were just starting at that time.
I just started getting a bit of like proper...
But I've been a fan of yours, fucking seeing how we're jerking each other off. I've been a fan of yours and Dan's for a fuck of a long time, man.
Well, that means a lot.
I remember, was it fucking Edinburgh? Not even like 2 years ago, I'd just seen you, man. And you were just everybody, and I was like, fuck, you gotta come, like, to fucking whoever the producer. I was like, this is your guy, man. This is your fucking dude, man.
It was Anthony. It was Caveney.
Oh, it was. Are you with him now?
I've done it. Yeah, I done it last year. I done the Apollo last year.
Man.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
It was, that was sort of. It was actually the start of that.
That's hilarious, man.
It's really, really funny. I do think, though, now that we've said that, the idea of doing a night of comedy where comics literally try and do their greatest hits.
Oh, that'd be amazing, man. I would love, if I had the opportunity, I would totally love to actually go and do that. Yeah.
All right, well, Tom, if you want to do it in Liverpool, we'll sell the fucker out pretty quick.
Will you?
I'm not, if I just learn.
How much money can I make?
If I relearn Niggit McChuckins properly.
Niggit McChuckins?
Yeah. It's one of my best bits. And also, bitch slick the wall. Do you remember bitch slick the wall?
Tom, that routine goes exactly as you're now imagining it does.
But I tried to do it at the Thank You show, and I hadn't realized it's exactly what we're talking about. But unless you're Deliso Chaponda or Scott Bennett, who are like Stephen Grant, Filofax memories.
Yeah.
Like once Scott Bennett's got a joke, he's got a joke. I'm like, mate, if I've stopped doing a joke within 4 or 5 months, it's out of my head.
Oh, I forget I even ever had jokes.
If we were going to do a greatest hits night, and you sold it as that, mate, it would be an easy fucking sell to our lot, especially because they're going to love you after this.
Oh, yeah.
If they don't already.
Well, let's do it,
I'd have to do some new material nights of my old material.
That's
funny,
would
though.
be.
How good would that be?
New material night of old material.
Getting it ready again.
That'd be unbelievable.
That's a great idea.
Because Bitch Slick the Wall was quality as well.
People been able to see like 10 years ago's fucking mindset.
Who else do you ask to do that? Like, let's say us three do it, and we want like 2 or 3 other comics. Who's got, even if it's just one bit and they do 5 or 10, you don't need to get people to do, because some people haven't got half an hour of greatest hits. But like,
yeah, because you can't ask everyone, because some comics don't turn it over.
Still do it.
No,
No.
they don't. We all know who they are. You know who you are. I see you every day.
But do you know what though? I'm not even like bothered about if they still do it. Like on that bill, you've got to try and get Phil Nicol to do the Only Gay Eskimo.
Yeah.
You've got to get him on to just
But he knows the Only Gay Eskimo.
Yeah, but I don't care. I just want to see it. I just want to see comics doing their very best bits they've ever done that I
Well, you
love.
should have been in Norwich on Tuesday.
He was saying that. He was saying this on Tuesday. He was like, shit, I should be in Norwich. Who from, let's do it from people that have been on here.
Okay.
Who would you love?
Let's get the list up.
I don't even
Glenn
know.
Wall. Glenn Wall.
Oh, mate, Glenn Wall's
Glenn
best
Wall
of.
would have a lot.
Glenn Wall's
Everyone we've mentioned so far, by the way, is Canadian.
That's weird,
Yeah,
right?
because they're all the giants. When I started out, that was all the guys here. Campbell, you,
Sloss.
Sean Collins. Sean Collins, let's get Sean on.
Yeah.
Manford.
Jason
Manford. With what? What's his bit?
I like the ice cream van joke. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
big,
he
but-
turns them over quite regularly, though, don't he? It's quite hard to find someone
Steve
to
Hughes.
with his I'm offended.
Offense to
Yeah.
get him to do the offense bit again, man.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Paul Smith. To get Paul to do some of his
Yeah.
old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Getting Paul doing his classics would be so fun.
yeah, it really, really would. But
Okay.
but
Even
Steve
like
Hughes
getting-
doing
yeah.
the I'm offended bit, which has gone viral,
Yeah.
like hundreds of times, not just with millions of views. It's got hundreds of uploads with millions of views on every single one of them.
It's one of those timeless bits, though. Like, that's a timeless bit.
Yeah.
Like they're going to look at my old shit like it was like, that's what we used to talk about in the 50s. No, I'm teasing, man. Of course not.
Do you know the bit we're talking about? The Steve Hughes
I've
bit.
seen Steve Hughes loads, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen him for ages.
So his
I've seen
routine is about people being offended, and now it doesn't matter. But it's so simple. He's like, when people are like, I went to the comedy show and I was offended. It's like, right, okay. Nothing
then-
happens.
and then I got
It's not-
leprosy.
It's not like you wake up the next morning, it's like, I was offended. And then it turned into leprosy.
You don't see me calling. I even know it. You don't see me calling. I'm offended. I'm offended every time I see boy bands on TV. You don't see me calling the cops. Yep, there's 4 of them. Yep, they're dancing, looking like fags. Yep, that's them. I'll meet you down in the parking lot. I'll be the one traumatized. You know, like,
We'll get a bill together and we'll do it. 'cause that'll
we
be-
gotta
yeah,
get-
man.
gotta get
well,
Steve
get
Hughes
me
on
the
this
invite,
couch.
man. I'll be
Absolutely,
there,
yeah.
man.
New
Yeah, I'll
material
be
of old
there.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Best
totally.
of
That'd be
greatest
really
hits.
fun, actually.
It'd just be so
I just want to know if I could do it, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to find a
Which one
park
I'd
for
pick?
Trudy, though. We'll find a park for
We'll
Trudy.
find a park for
we'll release
Trudy.
her out there. We're gonna do
She
the
can be
gig.
our diversity booking as the black lesbian.
Yeah. Black
I think she's already been signed by Avalon.
She's already hosting the One Show next week.
With the dog.
Yeah. It's all about the quota. You know what's not on the quota? Talent. Nobody ever puts talent on the quota. That's hilarious.